Wasn't blocking.
Big connection. Leading in the round. Here's BNG. Oh, tricky stuff. That's a nice little conversion. Good work. 1-1. Again?
Yeah, I don't think he had enough Serena bars. That's punished.
Oh, dude. And he comes off the 3 bars right away. It's uncharacteristic play here from Woolander. Approach. He's got the missile. Yes, had to respect that.
Another throw. Sector going all the way through. We're back to full screen game. I have not seen a portal in so long.
No! Stuck in the corner again. One of the worst spots to be. Oh, God, this man.
This man's ridiculous. It's not going to kill, but this situation sucks.
Yeah, he's in a bad way.
Oh, the rocket just barely missed. It's your last chance.
Oh, Woolander, so much work to do.
Missed the punish though. Down 4 under.
Oh, dude, even actually that damage against Serena, that matters right now.
Ducks, punish.
Oh!
So break this so we keep the corner. I like this, but you got to be able to push immediately. No whip punish. That's going to be punish on itself. 3 bars to spin. He can get a setup of this with the sector missile after this. Oh my God.
Woolander just waiting and watching, it feels like. As this
safety. One more hit is needed.
I mean, Woolander just walking away, hoping he gets a whip punch or something.
An overhead.
Looking for 3.
Rocket's
there! Rocket there! He dropped himself onto the rocket for the loss. Oh.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Poseidcast. With me tonight, I have a young prodigy in the Mortal Kombat 1 community. He has been making a name for himself with Takeda, most recently in Frosty. Frosty getting 3rd place. Joined with me tonight is KGE's own BNG. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
Man, I am awesome. Just got off work and now I am doing a podcast with the young GOAT, man. So I remember seeing you around in the MK11 days. What got you into competitive Mortal Kombat?
Wow, it was actually a huge story. So I've been playing Mortal Kombat since I was 4 or 5, started on the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
My first game was Deception. Like my first video game ever was Mortal Kombat Deception on the PS2.
It was meant to be then.
I fell in love. It was insane. But it was around the time like I was, experimenting in games. I was trying to figure out what I was doing, and I had met Unforsaken. You know who that is?
Mm-hmm. I know Unforsaken.
So I met Unforsaken through some mutual friends, and he was. Can I cuss on you?
Mm-hmm.
He was kicking my ass. Like, oh my God! I couldn't figure out what to do, and back then I was a Joker main in MK11.
Mm-hmm.
You can relate to that.
Yep.
And I was fighting like this nasty cabal, and I just didn't know what to do. I was trying so hard, but I had a competitive spirit,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm gonna mirror him. I'm gonna learn cabal, and I'm gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
And so towards the end of MK11, I wasn't really known, but if you did know me, I was a cabal player.
Mm-hmm. So was this like when you met Unforsaken and playing him? Was this in like Slight Gas age, or was that before that?
Yeah, I met him after the final patch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was really, really bad, but I played with him for hours on hours, day after day, and I just ended up being just as good as he was.
Nice.
That's why you'll see after every post that I post of me doing something really, really good, he'll be under. He's like, I raised the demon, because it was like the start of the reason I'm here is because he took his time and he trained me to be where I am today.
That's awesome. I remember Unforsaken being kind of like the young prodigy. It was just like this kid who was just really fucking good at the game. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and like we met a little bit older than him, a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
But he taught me, and we were both this like 16 and 15-year-old cabal players just ripping through combat league. It was
hilarious. That's awesome. So, did you meet? Was it like IRL friends, or did you meet him like online?
No, I met him online.
Okay.
It was really cool. And then I got onto. I was like looking around for teams, and then I saw TC, which is that's a good play. You were on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I ended up. I played my first tryout, and I got dicked on. Like I did really, really bad. And then we played in the second one. And I did better. I still shouldn't have made it, but Mandy gave me a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of took off from there. Just playing with you guys. You know what happened with TC. We all remember that.
Yeah.
And then I ended up moving to KWA, and then I don't know what happened on KWA, but I became amazing. I'm not sure. I just ended up being the best player on KWA, and it was like, oh, whoa. And then some stuff with KWA happened. I left, and KGE started, and they asked me to be their first team lead. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, because when I interviewed Hercules, he said like, oh yeah, BNG was one of the people that tried me out, and I was like, oh, so you're like an OG KGE almost. Not like
yeah, I was
one of the first.
I was the fourth member. Like when they were starting it, it was Copper and Vic, and then Spino as their first player, and then me as the team lead along with Vic.
Okay, so it was like Copper was talking about how it's like you were like it's like an OG, like so you guys had like that type bond. You were like one of his first players that got on the team. So that's really cool. That's really awesome. So you have been competing recently with Takeda. So what part of Takeda kind of resonated with you, and you know why you've been able to kind of push this character?
So I was me and Matrix say this all the time. I was a Takeda player since day one. The second the DLC, like the trailer dropped before the game came out, I saw that Takeda was in it. I was like, I'm hard maining Takeda the second it comes out. Like, I'm not going to play another character. Because in MKX, he was all I played. There was no other character I played in that game that, like, that was a Takeda nerd. But, like, again, I wasn't really good. But, as, like, an MK fan, he's my favorite MK character, so I knew I was just going to play him. So, I mean, that's kind of what happened. I saw that Takeda was going to be in the game. I saw that he had these like really cool Spider-Man jump swinging normals, and he just looks so much fun because my type of character has always been like the poke into projectile, like the ball I used to be down for into the buzzsaw.
Yeah, the buzzsaw. Yeah.
I used to do that all the time. Or back one buzzsaw, and then I played
swing the hook.
I played Ashura before. I played Ashura, and I was just doing 2-2 into the projectile. It's always been my thing. So when I found out I could do back 2-2 and I over and over again, I was stuff like that. I was doing so much.
This is happening.
Yeah.
And then with Sector, I feel like it's the cameo you've been. I'm not sure if it's the cameo you used the most, but at least on that run at Frosties, you were using it the most. So you get layer projectiles there.
Yeah. So I was experimenting like around when Takeda came out, and I knew about the Sector stuff because there's a Takeda player who goes by the name of Sonny, and he was running Takeda Sector since day one. And I could see some of the stuff that he was doing, but I was like, it doesn't really look that good. And then when Lavender Rain and Sonic were like pushing the Takeda Sector team, it's when I picked it up. Is when Sonic picked it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is broke. I gotta go front the people out, and so it ended up being my main team for a while. Right now, I'm learning Jack. But
yeah, Jack seemed to have a bunch of synergy. I remember a lot of people were on Jack's like in the beginning because like throw combos, and the damage is just at least was insane. I know they toned his damage down a little bit from the beginning.
Yeah, it's still a lot though. It's still like he has a lot of synergy with Jackson, and I really enjoy the team. Then Serena, I was running Serena a lot of day one Frosty because she's just easier. You could just, it's hit, BNB, run away. It's just kind of, it's literally the Serena mind game or the Serena game plan on top of the Takeda mind game. It's whatever.
Yeah, no, that seems like it because like Takeda just has that, like he gets like a mix up off jump-ins, which is pretty broken. I didn't even realize like how broken it was until I saw like you doing it. And I was like, damn, this is like crazy.
This is super broke. And that's why people hate fighting Takeda, but I promise you it's not as bad as it looks sometimes.
Yeah.
We can put you in some really fucked up situations, though.
Yeah. Reptile actually has some stuff that's really cool because Stand 3 cancel will go over the kunai, over the explosion part of it. So there's a lot of stuff that like you know, if you do like whatever, like any string into the low, if I like time to stand 3, it'll just go over it. I know Killer John has actually been, because him and Lavender are from the same region, so he's actually been playing Reptile against Takeda. I'm not saying it's necessarily a counter pick, but he has some stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. I had no idea this thing.
I mean, no, man, no, he doesn't. That doesn't work.
I have to counterplay.
Tomorrow you have it mastered. Like, all right, I found the answer for it. Well, awesome, cool. So, so like you said that you're gonna main Takeda since launch, like you just knew it. Did you kind of like, did the playstyle kind of fit like a glove as well, or I know you kind of mentioned that it did, but was it like, because I know he plays different than he does in X.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an adjustment going from a character like Lao. So I made Lao and Ashura, like they were my my filler picks.
Yeah.
They were my, like, before Takeda comes out, I'm gonna play these 2 characters. Like Lao's my second favorite MK character, but he comes nowhere near close to where Takeda's at for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of an adjustment, stubby normal Lao. I didn't really like playing Lao. It was really hard, so I picked up Ashura.
Mm-hmm.
Ashura fit my playstyle a lot more. She's super amazing and cool.
Yeah.
But it was super weird going from having 1 and 2 best armor moves in the game, Lao old back forward 2 and Ashura broke ass armor. It was hard going from that to literally just never being able to use my armor move.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like,
so I had to train my defense a little bit better because I just didn't have an armor move.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I do think I think adjusting to Takeda wasn't hard for me, especially because I'm pretty known for being able to just play the whole roster. Like I just pick anybody and I'm really good with them.
Mm-hmm.
I did it in MK11. Me and MK11, I gave so much because I literally played every character at the exact same level, except Cabal. I was a little bit better than them.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's really good for, like, I mean, you notice with these people like Unjust and Kakoi and like Sonic, they play like everyone, and like when you play the character, you know how to fight the character because you know their weaknesses and stuff. So
Yep.
I notice like whenever I play a character and put like a lot of time into them, I end up just being able to fight against them really well. So that is a good strategy, but it's just like, 1, it's hard, 2, just time to put into like labbing the characters and stuff. So it's really dedication.
Yeah. A lot of people have really big issues like picking up different characters. They have to like use a certain play style, otherwise they don't do really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like that. I could be a tier 4 if I wanted to because like I can just switch from character to character like really easily.
So you're trying to claim that you're not right now because playing Takeda? Like,
bottom one. You got bottom one. This character is so broken.
Yeah,
but
we got it down. Like, I know.
I'm a dumb playing.
Yeah, because I remember like when he first came out, it was like he's terrible. Like, he's like the worst.
Oh my god! When he first came out, that's the worst NRS character in NRS history.
Yeah, he was really bad. When they made Kunai low, I feel like that's when stuff's like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, when they made Kunai low and they gave him the forward 2 buff, when they did those 2 at the same time, it made it a lot better.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It was just. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Just like a lot of characters will get like 1 buff, and then they're like broken. Like, it's like 3 or 4 characters that's happened to, but you can go home with your
Yeah. But with Takeda, they kind of realized what they were doing was giving him mix, and they also nerfed his damage at the same time. So, he gets, and he still does pretty good damage.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. So I could only imagine, how broken he would be if they didn't nerf his damage.
Yeah, pretty bad.
He'd be insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, he would be top 1, probably, or up there.
He might be because he was hitting pretty high there. Like his BMB off of stand 1 with Janet was 49.
Yeah.
And it was insane damage for 1 bar, and it was like, wow. Like this is the damage I'm getting with this like kind of low tier character. I can only imagine they give him mix and now he's just broke.
Yeah, that would not have been crazy. He's still, obviously really good though. But I think they did a good job with him. Like it's like one of the better balanced character or patch characters. Like they made him really good, but didn't like set him over the edge.
Yeah.
So
and he's super fun, by the way.
Yeah. And it looks like the disjoint and stuff like that. And the kunai is jumping in, like you said, swinging like Spider-Man on the stage.
Yeah, no, he should know Spider because Spider-Man is like one of my favorite Marvel characters too. So when I saw he had the Spider-Man symbol, I was like, oh my God, maybe this character, like I get.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that I played Takeda. I would literally not be playing the game right now if he wasn't.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that kind of happens because like MK11 obviously didn't have the best rep, but I just fucking loved playing Joker. It was just
Of course, so fun.
Just landing a kapow, just landing a string into kapow, just like the setups with jumping gesture, even using boing. Just like he had so many fun special moves. So like his movement was crazy. Fatal blow cancels were awesome. Like
he had my favorite brutality from the game. He was just so amazing.
He just fit so well into the DC or not DC, the MK universe too. Just boop, right in.
I feel like
fit right.
He's one of the DC characters that just fits so well. He's just chaotic and good. I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah, I always say that he's basically like an MK character. Like you can play Joker versus Scorpion in 3 different fighting games. So
yeah, actually,
yeah,
3.
MK versus DC, Injustice 1, and MK11.
Oh, Injustice 1. I forgot Scorpion. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's funny to think about. You can play Joker vs. Scorpion in more MK games than some MK characters. Or more fighting games than some MK
Hey, you know what? That's actually true. That's actually true. You could play Joker vs. Scorpion more than you could play Moloch versus Lee May or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So think about it. Wow. MK character.
That's insane. And Joker's also my favorite DC. That's why I maintained before, but it just felt impossible versus that Cabal. But it wasn't anything like the matchup. I was just bad.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, I think Joker was probably like one of the few characters that beats like Cabal because I felt like you could really control him, and especially if you use jumping gesture, just calling it out when they would try to dash in, do like the jumping gesture, get a combo.
Yeah. Plus his projectile hit super high, backboard forward kind of kept them grounded.
Map A and stuff like that. Yeah. 100%.
I remember that matchup. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I remember playing. I had to play Ludi all the time because he's from my region, so we would play that a lot. So you recently, if I recall correctly, Frosty was your first like offline tournament, or at least your first big offline tournament.
Yeah, it was my first offline experience in total. Like I'd never been offline before. It was my first.
That's pretty crazy. So were you expecting, like, I know like you are a good player and you are confident in your gameplay. Were you expecting a run like that? Like, did you think like I could make top 8 wins?
It's actually hilarious. Before the brackets came out, I was super nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get a horrible bracket. I'm gonna have Han, I'm gonna have Busman in my brackets, I'm gonna have Blackery, I'm gonna have to fight all these bad matchups.
Yeah.
And then when I saw my bracket, you could ask, I think it was Copper. He saw my live reaction to the bracket. I literally screamed like, "Oh my God, I'm making winners finals! I'm making winners finals!" I screamed mad hard because like I yelled so hard. I was like, "Oh my God!" Like I'm so excited because with my bracket, right? I had Han Rashid, right, who was obviously seed 1, and when you look at it from an outside perspective, no one, it's like, okay, it's gonna be BNG versus Han Rashid round 2, like Han Rashid making that winner. But what a lot of people don't know is me and Han fought in Run the Inferno literally a couple weeks before that, and I almost 3-0'd his Havik. He switched off and went to Lu, and he almost reversed 3-0'd me, but I ended up beating him anyway. But I had experience versus Han, and like I'm really good into Havik, so I was super confident going into Han. I was like, I knew that if anyone at that tournament was going to beat Han, it was going to be me. Anyone in that bracket was going to beat Han, it was going to be me. So I was like, okay, like I got this, like I know. And the other good players in my bracket were, of course, Uni, Faded Sal, Herc, Alex is nasty. But these are all players like Uni and Faded Sal are Takeda players. I'm not losing that. Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, there's no way in hell I go to an offline downplaying the fuck out of Takeda and I'm just Takeda. Like I'm not. So I labbed the fuck out of the Takeda matchup. Like I was in the lab every day against Takeda just for Faded Sal to pick John.
Yeah, right.
And I almost got 3-0. Like I made an amazing run. I remember the entire crowd was around me on, and Uni. It was close, but I ended up winning that. And then against Sal, he went Johnny. He almost threw him. He
went up too well.
he was murdering me in house. And shout out to my coaches, Hercules, Copper, my goats. They came up to me and they're like, you know, he's armoring your back 2 gap every time. Just take his meter. Just start doing back 2 on purpose. Just take his meter and then mix him for, you know, just keep mixing up over and over. He's never gonna have breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up making the reverse 3-0 on that.
Nice.
Which is crazy because you guys were actually gonna see me pick Osher. I was thinking about going Osher.
That. Well, good thing you didn't.
I know, because I've actually got shit on because my Osher's so bad now.
Yeah. Yeah, that character received no nerfs. Actually, a buff. And everyone thought she was so broken. She just isn't.
Yeah. right now, she is. She's not. But that was such an amazing experience. But when I saw the bracket, I was like, I screamed out loud. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm making winners finals!" It was hilarious. I remember, and I ended up making winners. I was 1 round away from making winners high ground. Like that was.
You really were. Yeah, no, you were literally on the verge. Which is just crazy because I knew you were good, but like I didn't know like you were gonna be winners high top 8 winners finals like beating.
No, I promise you, if I was in any other bracket, I promise you I wouldn't have made it out of pools. I was like I got the bracket and I was like, and you know, a lot of people said I had the hardest bracket. I was like, this bracket is like actually catered to me. Like I have to fight Han, who I have experience against. I fought him before, and I'm really good at Havik. Plus, I think Takeda beats Havik for that. And then I had to fight 2 Takeda.
I think I lost him, Andy.
Every single day. Oh, you lost him?
For like a second, you weren't going on.
Oh, so my bracket path was Han Rashid, who I fight every day, and then no, not who I fight every day. Han Rashid, who I fought, and I think Takeda beats Havik. Then I had to fight 2 Takeda players. I was like, I'm not losing that. And then I had to fight Herc, and Herc was like terrifying in the bracket. Or for anybody else, for me, I fight him every day, and it's a running joke between me and Herc. I said I had the Herc flash. Like Herc is barely at this point able. Like, he's doing better now, but he Kenshi in the Takeda matchup. It's really hard because it's super difficult for Kenshi to get the hit. But once he does, it's like actually unplayable.
Yeah, because you have no armor.
So it's super weird. But I understand a lot of Herc's defensive patterns, and I understand most of his offensive patterns. He's doing really we played earlier today. And he was shitting on me. So,
good at adjusting.
Yeah, he's but like at that point, I already knew that I was not I already knew that if I lost to Han, I was still gonna make it out losers. But I knew I had a chance in making it out, and I was so excited when I saw the bracket. I was like, I could do it.
That's the pop off after seeing bracket is pretty crazy.
It was so funny. It was hilarious. I was literally on my way. I was walking to work and I was looking at the bracket and I screamed so loud. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm making winners final!" It was so funny. I was laughing my ass off because it was so stupid. But I just felt it, and then
Good stuff. I remember I was doing my predictions for Frosties, and Copper was in the chat, and he's like, "Yo, $1,000 BNG beats Han Rashid." And I was like, he really said that. I mean, I was like, $1,000. That's a lot of money, but like Han Rashid is the #1 seed at the tournament. Like that's, I mean, like obviously, I mean, he would have been right. I'm glad I didn't take the bet.
I mean, yeah. And by the way, I love Han. When I met Han, he's so cool. He's so I was a big fan of Han. I was such a big fan of Han in MK11, even though I hated Fujin I hated that character. But I loved watching his Fujin specifically. He was nasty. I don't know what it was about his Fujin, but his Fujin made me want to pick up the character.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the people that was just kind of flying around, have those crazy optimals and stuff.
He was super awesome.
So it was really cool to see. And he's a dope dude, and he can play because he would always play a bunch of characters. Obviously he's known for his Fujin, but he can play Joker and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. Didn't at one point he played Aaron? I think.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
No, I think I'm lying. I don't know what he played
I
before.
remember
That.
played Blue. I think at the beginning of MK11. I remember seeing like.
Oh yeah.
Because when I
might have played.
when I first got into MK11, which was like the first like MK game I got into like, competitively, I would just spam watch like tournaments like all the time, just like online tournaments, offline tournaments, whatever. And I remember seeing him at like one of these like really like I think like a destroyer tournament, and he was playing the game.
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch.
Yeah, because I remember when I was talking to Han, like because we did the crew, we had the crew battle obviously, and you went up and you like Busman was kind of just running our team, and you beat Busman, and I remember like after he watched, because I know you guys have played before, but like after he watched that, and we were talking later on in the night. He was like, bro, like I hate that I have to play BNG first. Like he was just like, dude, like this is such a bad draw.
I know. It was so funny because I remember, like he was the only person who went there that knew what I could do. Like other than my teammates, he was the only other person who was like, fuck, like BNG could like actually take this entire tournament. And I was around away from Grant. Like he knew how good I was in the Havik. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is I remember at that offline, like when we were doing the crew battle, when Busman beat the first guy, I looked at Han and I was like, pick me. What are you doing? Pick me. Like I'm good at that. Pick me. And he just ended up going through like 4 other people, and I was like, oh my god, like we're just gonna lose.
Yeah.
And then I ended up walking up to him. I was like,
put me in
what
on
are
the
you
killing
doing?
Busman.
I was like, no, I literally walked up to him. I said, what are you doing? He was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. And then he was like, I like the confidence you have going to, go fight him. And I ended up beating him.
Yeah.
That was a huge moment. I was MVP of the night. Like,
yeah, no, honestly, like if you almost brought us back because Busman was just started running our team, and that gave us like some life. And and then we ended up losing, unfortunately. But is what it is.
And what's so funny is for Busman and Han, after me and Busman ended up fighting there, we went back to the Airbnb and we didn't run too many games, but we ran a couple. And he no, I can't remember. Was it day 1? I don't remember if it was day 1 or I don't remember. I'm gonna have to ask Busman. But I'm pretty sure I was running Takeda Serena. And I think that's what I beat him with on stage. It was so funny. He was like when I went up to him, when was it? In winners finals, like of the actual like Frosty tournament, he was like, you're the one person that I literally did not want to run into in this entire bracket. He didn't care who the fuck else he wanted to run into. He did not want to run into me. He ended up beating me, but he was so scared to fight me.
Yeah, especially when it's like earlier in bracket. Not to say like at this point, I don't really think like you beating him was like a huge upset. But like when upsets, like huge upsets do happen, it's usually earlier in the bracket because like you don't really have time to warm up. You're not really in the flow of things and stuff like that. So, yeah, that didn't happen. But great stuff. So you said it was your first like offline tournament. How would and you ended up going on this crazy run. How'd you manage like tournament nerves and stuff like that? Did you just not have it? I know you came in really confident, which is like a good stepping stone, but like
I came in like really, really nervous. And then the second I sat down to fight my first guy, I forgot who that person played, but I know his name was like Egg Biscuit something. When I sat down and everybody was yelling behind me, it was like the first time I'd ever, like I get super nervous in online tournaments. It was the first time I was ever playing in tournament that I just wasn't nervous. So I ended up just putting my AirPods in, and I was like, this is like the game plan going in. I'm gonna put my AirPods in. I'm gonna go to Spotify and I'm gonna look up Dochi, who's a rapper. If you don't know who she is, my goat. I just ended up putting on a playlist of her, putting my phone down, like turning it all the way up and just playing. And like you could see me on stage and like I was there. I was dancing and I was rapping to the music and I was just having fun. And it was hilarious. You could see it on Vic's stream. It was hilarious. And I was just like, I'm here to have fun. I'm gonna have fun, and if I end up winning this shit, this is what I'm gonna do. This is my first offline. I'm gonna have fun, no matter what. I'm not going to come here. I didn't come here to lose, but I also didn't come here to have a bad time. So I'm gonna just chill.
Well, that's awesome. That's a good mentality to have. Usually it's like for me personally, if I can kind of like detach myself from like needing to win, or it's like, is it like that always when I perform the best? Like whenever it's like, I kind of don't care if I lose. It's like, obviously I care, but it's like whenever it's like, it's whatever, that's usually when I am able to win and do my best. And I kind of had that mentality at Frosty's. A bit.
Yeah, you also went on a crazy run, if I remember. You got ninth, I believe?
Yeah, I got ninth, which is pretty good. It's not third.
No, but that's really good. That's what I predicted myself getting. I thought I was going to get ninth. Before the bracket came out.
The bracket came out, you knew winners finals.
The bracket came out, I was like, oh, I like with this shit, like actually. Because I knew once I made it, like I knew once I beat Han, the run after that was going to be not as like I have to fight number 1 seed first. After that, it's gonna be significantly easier, and then I ended up having like the hardest match of my life against Fate itself.
Yeah, and then ended up making them up. Good stuff. The first 3-0 too is it's hard, man.
And then I ended up having to fight Woolander. I was actually kind of scared to fight Woolander because if I remember, like, he was 3-0ing everybody in his bracket. He was 3-0ing the people I was scared of, Zupa, Bacon Lord. I was scared of those two going into it.
And he was, he 3-0'd Zupa, he 3-0'd No Green, he 3-0'd me. He
3-0'd No Green. I remember, I was actually terrified of fighting No Green because I hate fighting Shao as Takeda. I hate it so much. And No Green I think he's the best Shao. That's just my opinion. But when I saw that, like, I didn't even think of Woolander in my head. I thought it was gonna be like, Zupa, Bacon Lord, No Green. I thought they were gonna be like the winners finals at pool, and then Woolander just ended up running through the fucking bracket. I was like, oh shit! Like, hold on, like what the fuck? Like, who is this? Yeah. Like, of course I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't know he was that good. And so he ended up 3-0 his entire bracket. I was terrified to fight him. And also I hate fighting Quan. Like, I'm super bad at fighting Quan. I got double eliminated by, like, in the crew battle. I lost to Zupa 2-1, and then in the napkin bracket, I lost to Zupa 2-1. I fucking hate fighting Quan. That character's so broken.
Bro, I got double eliminated by Quan. I was literally playing so good at Frosty's. Like, I beat Ricky O, I beat Bacon Lord.
You did beat Bacon Lord.
Yeah, and then I had to play fucking Woolander and just mopped. And then I had to play Zupa and just fucking mopped. And it was just like,
bro, oh my god. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, that character is so broken, but nobody's really playing anything. That character is broken.
Yeah, I just have to hear all the time how the character's so bad. I've labbed a ton against the character. I've played a ton against the character. I've had people, literally Quan mains, like, that have labbed things for me, for Reptile, and still, I just have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know.
The character is so fucking broken. I don't care if that character is so fucking broken.
Thank you, I agree. I agree. I don't know how they've gotten away with murder with their downplay, dude.
I'm telling you, and like my bracket demon for the longest time, Josh X Ninja, like, oh my god, I can't stand that character.
Yeah, ban character.
No, that character actually needs to be banned from every tournament, bro. That character is so fucking broken. Bad Armor Portal, please, bro. Oh my god.
Please. So, we have the ProCom coming up. We have the first event coming up this weekend. You plan on going to any of those events?
Yeah, I plan on being at Combo Breaker for sure, and Evo maybe because Evo's mad expensive. Yeah, so I'm gonna try for sure. I'm going to Combo Breaker. Like that's hard. Like I'm 100% going to Combo Breaker.
Yeah, Combo Breaker is usually a must for me, but now it's ProCom, so I have to go. Yeah.
I want to go to Texas Showdown, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Like expense wise, it's just a lot for me. I do want to go.
Having to travel that far is expensive in general.
Oh yeah, it is expensive. If I can go, I'll go. So definitely expect to see me at Combo Breaker. I'll definitely be at Combo Breaker. I don't know if I'll be at Evo. I'm gonna try, but I really want to. Like Evo's like I really want to go to Evo.
You ever I'm sorry.
And then I'll try wherever the LCQ's at. I'll try to be at that too.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't already make it in somehow.
Qualified because they have the online events too. So like, you're considered East, right?
I believe so. Where I'm at. I'm in the Midwest. I'm literally like in the middle. So
that's why I asked. Because like
I actually don't know.
Obviously, it would be very hard either way, but obviously the West is a little easier. The East is like insanely stacked. So,
yeah, but the West doesn't the West have Sonic?
Yeah, the West actually does have Sonic, so that's definitely is probably a hard gate kept. But the fact that Sonic will probably make it through points anyway. So
yeah, and then I have Dexy, Kale.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still stacked.
Rewind.
I mean, either or. Yeah, like Dexy, Kale, Rewind, Hourglass. I think I think Texas might be considered West. They got all those people.
Yeah, so Gambler, Wise. Oh.
Yeah, Enzo, Corona, it's stacked. It's gonna be hard either way, but you're definitely good enough. That it's a possibility for sure.
I could definitely put my name there. But I'll definitely be I'll be at Final Combat. I'll for sure be at Final Combat. It's just will I be at the LCQ? Not sure. But
Word. Well, cool, man. That'll be awesome. I look forward to watching you compete in some of these events when that so happens. So you're obviously we talked about you're a member of the King's Guard, and I feel like that's a team that has been kind of rising up, especially as of late. I feel like kind of throughout MK1 is just getting more and more stacked. But now I feel like there's the big teams. You got STG and ELG, but you guys are basically on that level. How has it been being in KGE? Do you attribute that a lot to you being able to get better at the game and just the family aspect of it and stuff? You want to go into that a little bit?
Definitely KGE has helped me get better at the game. I think I was already really good when I got onto KGE because I didn't get a tryout, I didn't get anything there. It's when I bring you on as a lead, because it was at that point in where I was ending high school, and I was really focused on trying to end high school and doing everything. So they didn't. Basically, my point was I was trying not to compete as much. I was just going to. I'll play the game, of course, and do everything that I could, but I just couldn't compete because I'd be doing everything else, especially finishing high school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they were well, we'll just bring you on as our team lead. They'll get games with you, the coaching, and so I fell into that role, which I've been on KG for over a year now. KG's officially passed our 1 year mark a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Awesome. That's cool.
Super happy about that. Actually, I think my 1 year on KG was literally yesterday.
Oh, really?
So,
a big celebration, a big party.
But KG's been so amazing. To getting everybody that we have, I remember participating in the tryouts of Mist, who was on Peacemaker at the time, Hercules, been on Kenshi. I have a really funny story about Hercules, how I met Hercules. I'll explain that soon. Getting Bean Cell on the team was huge because Bean Cell wasn't really known at the time, but the little boy that he was on KG, he got his light. Into getting the players that we have now, Woolender, Desda, who we just got, to Critus and Trash. Those Trash is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
So KG has been super amazing. It's definitely the best team I've been on so far. The best structured, the best organized. TC was really good. I've only been on 3 teams, so TC was really good, but we both know what happened there. It was not fun.
Yeah.
And then KWA was actually really, really fun. It was a lot of people on KGE that weren't really doing much. And then it was KWA, KWA, who What happened to KW? Oh, there was a lot going on with KW. Like
Mhm.
we were in controversy like every other week, and it was like oh my, like it was getting so hard to like have it my name attached to that,
Mhm.
knowing what I could do in
100%.
tournament.
Yeah.
So like people were judging me before I got into tournament just because I had KWA in my name.
Yeah.
So I kind of just separated from them because of that,
Mhm.
and then KD's been phenomenal. Honestly, I have no like I've never once thought about like is this the place for me? Like it's definitely the place for me.
Mhm. That's awesome. So you mentioned like were you still talking there? I'm sorry, I don't know if I lost you.
No, no.
Okay, sorry, because there's a few times where I lost you for a second, which it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking over you. But you said that you had a story about Hercules. I wonder because he actually mentioned a story. I wonder if it was like the same one, or if you want to give it from your perspective.
So I met Hercules in combat.
Mm.
I was playing Ashra at the time. He was playing Kenshi.
Mm.
And he used to play like such shit. He used to just jump, mash on wake up. He never like he didn't care because it's Kenshi. The second he got a hit,
Exactly.
like, he could take all these risks. The second he got a hit, he just won.
Yep.
And I was playing against him, and I was getting so frustrated. So at the end, like he kept jumping on wake up. That's what was irritating me. Is he kept jumping every single time. And so the end of the game, like the end of our combat league set, was 2-1, really really close. You know, I anti-aired him on wake up and I teabagged the shit out of him. Like that was the hardest I teabagged somebody in my life. So, and I remember I was there with a friend. I believe Unforsaken was watching me play Combat League at the time. And I was crashing out. I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's so fucking ass!" And I was yelling. I was like, "Oh my god, fuck this guy!" And I ended up beating him, teabagging him, and that was it. I didn't really get to talk to him. But then it was literally like a week later, or no, it was I believe it was like literally like 2 to 3 days later. He's trying out for KG, and I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!" Like I have to fight this shitty fucking Kenshi again. Here we fucking go. I believe he ended up beating me in his tryout too.
Yeah, I think he said that.
I was. Oh my god! I was like if he didn't beat me in his chart, he wasn't gonna make it in. I was like the last person. I was like, oh, like I need to beat him because I don't want him on my team. And he ended up being really fucking. He ended up being really fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god! But I hated him when I first met him because oh my god, he played like.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
He played so bad.
It's funny you say that because I can't find anyone who has like a negative experience with Hercules. So that's funny that you just mentioned that.
No, it was crazy. Like my favorite experience at Frosty, like my number one moment at Frosty was meeting Hercules, like meeting him in person, because he's so fucking cool. Like now me and him are so cool, but when I first met Hercules, I hated him. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
because he and I remember like when he first got on, me and him ran countless games, and I hated fighting against Kenshi. Oh my god, it used to piss me off so badly having to fight that, and then that's why I'm so good into Kenshi now.
Yeah, you just gotta go through the ringer. Because I remember I was so bad at Kenshi for like a year, dude. It was just like you just get hit and lose, and it was like eventually I'm gonna fuck something up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something minus, or like I'm just gonna get hit by like a disjointed mid, and then I'm fucking dying. Because I could never get out of that shit. But then, you know, put the time in and stuff, and you kind of figure it out. And like, and she's like obviously very good, I think still, but like, especially that was Reptile. It's like matchup low key kind of bad for Kenshi. I've been low key been killing Kenshis as of recently, but don't tell me.
Yeah, I think Takeda like 7-3 Kenshi and neutral, but then when Kenshi gets the hit, it's like actually 9-1. Like,
yeah, that's what I feel like.
Kenshi likes Takeda can do shit once he gets it.
Yeah, that's like the Kenshi thing is I feel like Kenshi kind of gets like 6-4 on like a lot of characters like, in neutral, but then it's like because they would say like, oh, you know, it's so hard to get the hit, but it's like it's also like, well, that's your responsibility to get the hit, right? Like, you don't just given.
That's something that I say to a lot of Kenshis. Like, if you're struggling to get the hit, that's a you problem.
Yeah, right. Like, you got good normals and stuff. They're not broken. You don't got like mix, but you got disjoint. You got like quick buttons. You got some good frame data and stuff.
Yep. And then there was that period of time, Kenshi Cyrax, where he was getting it on hit, and it was insane.
Yeah, literally, like, it's any spring and fucking just spin, it's into, and then it jailed, right? I mean, you can still get it with Frost now, right? Can't you?
Sorry about that.
No.
Wow.
But yeah, we're just talking.
And bro, Hercules. Good Hercules. Oh, I love him so much. I love him so much.
Well, I appreciate you so much for coming on BNG. It's been an absolute blast. You're a super dope dude, super good at the game. I love the way like you. I remember just like when we were at the KG house and like the way you were just like talking about the game and stuff. It just made so much sense. It was really cool.
Yeah, I try to talk about the game in a super like simple, straightforward, like character. Like this character has this and this and this. This character is broke, but he's also like kind of ass because he has this problem and this problem. You know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Is there anything that you thought maybe I would ask you, or anything that you want to talk about or want to shout out here before we end the podcast?
Shout out, definitely. Let me give like huge shout out to I mentioned it earlier, but Manny was the first person like team based wise who really took a chance on me competitively, because I remember I was on Wi-Fi. Like that was the biggest part, is he let me try out while I was on Wi-Fi, and I got on PC while I was on Wi-Fi.
Damn. I see why that
and like it wasn't bad Wi-Fi, but like, you know, most of the time the rules are internet,
yeah,
or Ethernet. Like you need an Ethernet.
Yep.
So the fact that he let me try out and let me do everything on Wi-Fi was like amazing to me. I like, wow, like that was such a beautiful experience. Like I love that he actually just came in here before the podcast. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to him, because I wouldn't be where I am right now if not so. Copper, my goat. Copper, man, he's just wow. That's the person right there who has the most dedication I've ever seen in my life. Like he was dedicated to KG as a project since day one. Like the day he thought about it, I knew it was gonna go somewhere. So I'm super happy that we are where we are.
Yeah, definitely like that one of the biggest like expanding and just like full of just people who are just dedicated. Like I feel like everyone was on it is just like all about KG.
Yeah,
it's really cool that you guys have that. And like just hanging out at the KG house, and I've gotten close because like a lot of the KG guys, at least towards the beginning, are from Tri-State. I'm from New York, so like if I go to like an MKMJ, it's like half the bracket is KG people. So.
Yeah, it's fucking, you know, that especially the MKMJ monthlies. It's fucking Bean, Measy, Herc. I'm forgetting Mist. You know, like that's like half of KG. Yeah. At one point, that was like half of KG.
Yeah,
I wish I could go to the MKMJ off ones.
Yeah.
Eventually, I want to go to one. I want to travel over there just to go.
Yeah, like there's definitely going to be. I feel like Armo will do like a bigger one, and when that happens, you should definitely try it if you can. I know it could be hard. I know you're not like exactly close. Like for me, I'm from New York, but like I live like still like 4 hours away, so it's like just far enough to be a huge hassle.
Yeah.
But I still go out there every now and then.
Of course. Yeah. I wish I could be out there, man. Bree, let me shout out Bree. Oh my, Bree is the most amazing person I've ever met. Bree is like Bree Jonier from like KG commentator / TO. She, wow, she was like when I got to Frosty and everybody was at the little gaming station that we had, that little fucking section of the wall.
Yeah.
Bree was sitting behind Herc, and I kind of just like sat next to her, just like Herc. Bree was my comfort person the entire time I was there. Like I did not leave her side for most of it.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Yeah, if it wasn't for her, the 3v3 bracket probably wouldn't have happened.
The 3v3 bracket, the napkin bracket, neither of those would have happened.
Yeah.
You remember, I won the 3v3 bracket. I forgot about the 3v3 bracket. Yeah, I won that.
You guys won the 3v3 bracket. You, Herc, and Spino.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that was like, there's a lot of really good teams in that. So.
Oh, yeah. Me versus Plus Grand Finals. Wow.
free because it's Takeda, right? So free. Or no, Kenchi's so free, right? Like.
No, absolutely not free. You didn't know the matchup.
Plus is really good.
Yeah.
He ended up making top 8. So, after that, man.
He did. You're right. He got Did he get 7th or 5th?
7th. Because he ended up losing to Mist, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god. Mist too. Let me shout out Mist. That's also my go. Oh my god, by people like AB, Herc, Mist, Copper. The people I was hanging out with, Herc, Mist, Copper, Bree, Bean. Just the people that I was hanging out with, Spino. Man.
Poseidon, shout out Poseidon.
Yes, Poseidon too.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
being my teammate.
Good guy, you don't need to mention me.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You were my teammate in the crew battle, so.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I fucking folded so hard, man. I was like,
who beat you?
Zupa, I got bodied.
Oh
It's
my
funny because I was
God.
like, there was nobody to go in, and it was like, of all the people, it was like, that's such a bad drop. I think that's one of Reptile's worst matchups, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's
Zupa.
terrible.
Zupa had beat me. Zupa was the one who took me out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I feel like of all the people I could have played on that team, that was the worst matchup.
That's crazy.
But we had no one else to put in
Mike
because I was like, I can anchor if you want. And Khan's like, I want to anchor. So it's like, okay. And then
You got triple eliminated by Quan.
I literally, and it wasn't even. None of the matches were close. I literally played Zupa, got smoked. Played Molander and Bracket, got smoked. Played Zupa again, and like every other person I played amazing. I did super well. But it is what it is.
That's because, hey, let me say this before we end this. Quan is fucking broken. Don't let anybody fucking convince you otherwise. That character is absolutely top
And
5.
he was by far the character I prepared the most for too. And literally, it's just like
That character's so broken. Oh my god.
That's
It pisses me off how broken he is. Because, oh my
dude,
How?
and it's like, what low tier character makes everyone in the game play a different game plan against them, particularly?
That's what I'm
like your
saying.
game plan just
What-
doesn't work against fucking Quan. You have to change it up completely. Like I remember
Man.
your set versus Woolander, you literally just like rushed him down the entire time. It was just like jumping.
Yeah, I literally couldn't let him breathe. And
Yeah.
against every other player that night, I was just back to kunai. I was not trying to let them get close to me. And against a Woolander, I literally had to be up closer. I was going to lose.
Yeah. As soon as they get that portal, that win condition is got a block string. We were talking about Kenshi, all that to earn the hit. Quan doesn't even need to earn the hit. Quan doesn't just down one.
Oh
down
my
one
god! Don't
portal.
get me started. Because I'll actually run with that character for hours. He's so broken.
So if I feel like I see Wraith, it's like every day. This is another Quan thing.
Good, bro. Good. I need Wraith to spread the agenda. I need Wraith to spread it because the character's so stupid.
Because we got Sonic saying that Quan's the worst character in the game, so everyone's like, yeah.
And that fed their fucking fuel. That fed every armor portaling Quan fuel. That character is bad. Like, he's not bad. That character is actually so fucking stupid and broken.
And there's so many good Quans too, dude. Like,
I know.
like people don't
You got Enzo, Woolander. You know Woolander's on KG, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking
Is that your teammate? Yeah,
love that.
Enzo,
My
Woolander, Zupa, Brosiv, Rother, K-Mac. I don't even know you know K-Mac is, but that dude's fucking nuts. He just
K-Max nuts.
so
His
good at the
spawn?
game. Yeah, his spawn was insane, and then he's super good. He started playing Quan. This game's super good. Fucking Quan. He beat fucking Killer Gemak at Evo with Quan.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's fucking nuts.
He's
There's
insane.
I'm not sure the guy. He doesn't really compete online, but he goes to a lot of offline. So does really well. Jensen is free. Another super
Jensen
Quan
is
player.
free. Yep, know who he is.
There's just a bunch. There's 7 top 100 level Quan players. But
Like I'm telling you, like you're feeding it. This character's stupid, bro.
I love how this has just evolved into just talking about broken Quan.
Good, because it's like this, we need to wake it
We
up.
need
That character's
that.
so broken. But I just know, after this interview, people are gonna watch it whenever you post it, and I'm gonna have fucking Zupa, Josh, and Woolander in my DMs talking about why the fuck would you even say that this character's this, that, the third, this character's ass, this character, they're gonna go off on me, bro, because every single time I mention how broken this character is, I have at least 12 Quan players in my DMs.
They're literally it's like a parasite. It's like as soon as you mention it, it's like this downplay just comes in. Any upplay at all, there's all on it.
Right, but it's like the second I mention anything about buffing Takeda, it's over.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as I mentioned buffing, I don't know if he's getting any buffs. Probably not anytime soon.
I don't think you need buffs right now, to be honest.
He's good. I think a lot of characters are in a good spot. I think like every character is like at least good.
Especially Quan, top up.
Especially Quan, yeah, exactly Quan.
The character just bro, and he's super annoying on top of that, bro.
Yeah, he's
like,
just like such
bro.
easy, just anything in the portal, and then it's like, well, what annoys me the most is that like you almost never know when he's gonna get armor. So it's like, oh, like the mind game is like, oh, poke armor. So it's like if they're just pressing and pressing because they have armor, you poke and then you use your armor to armor through them, and then you break their armor. But then you don't know when they get it. The amount of times I poke armor and the first hit hits, and then there's armor on the second hit, and then I just get blasted by the move.
No, I know. And then they'll say that to me. They're like, why not just poke armor? Like, I have a fucking 30 frame armor move, bro. My bad.
Yeah, that whiffs like all the time for no reason. Like,
it's just stupid. But I think that's what I could get for.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I think I took enough of your time. Make sure if you guys aren't, I'll leave BNG's social information in the description. Do you have anything? I know I think you at least have Twitter, right? Like,
yeah.
I'll put that stuff in the description. Also, shout out KGE, put that in the description as well. So follow their social media, stuff like that. But thank you so much for coming on. If you got any last words, please say them now.
Bro, thank you so much for having me. Like, this is like I watch your podcast, so I can't wait to watch this one. Just like to hear my own voice. I love to hear my own voice. I can't like thank you so much. Like this is like a dream of mine to be recognized by the community.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for watching the podcast and stuff like that. I'm glad I can give a little bit of a spotlight to people and give them time to say their piece and stuff. So thank you so much for coming on again, and I'll see you guys at the next video.